My name is Sabine Liu. My Chinese name is Liu Binao. I'm 57 years old this year, and I came to Shanghai in 2003. When I came here first time, there was almost nothing. There was just some fields and no shops, no things like this. But now we already have subway, and we have many shops and many schools and many living areas that moved into this area. I started working here in 2006. The first 3 years I was just mom, because we came over with 3 children. In the beginning I taught some moms who came with their husbands being an expert sent out to China, and they were really in trouble because they couldn't even go to the market buying apples or something like this because they didn't know how to say this. So I taught some easy Chinese to this Tai. That was the beginning of my work. But then in 2006, I started working at the German school in Hongjiao. I teach Chinese, basically, mostly I teach Chinese, but I also teach German as a second language. So if we teach Chinese in this school, an important point is to let these children who come from the Western area and from the Western surrounding, to let them have an idea what China is about, to let them know more about Chinese culture, Chinese people, all this background they can see with their own eyes when they're here. Teaching Chinese in a German school means that we have most of the children being from a different cultural background. So they normally don't know much about China or about Chinese people when they arrive here in China. So it's the aim of the school that they get in touch with the Chinese culture, and they get to learn, and they open up and are very free in their thoughts. And my own goal, if I teach Chinese, is that I really hope the students, when they were in my Chinese class, and maybe after 5 years or after 10 years or even later, they remember the Chinese class. And another really interesting experience to my students was when they had the opportunity to visit Chinese students. We had an exchange program that high school students from our school went to a Chinese school, and the Chinese student came to our school. And that was really interesting because they could really get in touch with people of their own age and could ask them all kinds of questions about their life, about their hopes. And they even had the opportunity to stay overnight in Chinese families. That gave them a really deep impression and told them how Chinese young people in their age live here, and they really liked this experience. I like the museums you can see here in Shanghai. For example, the Big History Museum at the People's Square. They have very interesting exhibits about the 5,000 years history of China. I saw another museum about clothing. It tells you the whole history of clothing in China. I even went with my students because I was working on a project with them to show them how the clothes changed during the time. That's very interesting for them to see.
In the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party in China, we heard that China has quite some influence and plays an important role. Teaching Chinese, not only the language but also civilization and culture, will give the students a deeper understanding, and thus will carry more of China into the world.
希望将来中国人和外国人有更多的机会相处、了解和认识。